After the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded out of the 27th overall selection, I was thinking, okay, they might have something planned, and they did. They actually ended up having a really good draft, and I felt like they were a team that coming in didn't have a ton of needs, but the needs that they did have, they needed to address. I mean, Ali Marpet left, obviously, I think it was, well, he retired. Alex Kappa left as well, so you were thinking, okay, they need to make some plays for offensive linemen. I could see plays for some defensive linemen as well. So, but in their draft class of 2022, there's some ballers, and we're gonna jump into it right now. So, come on, there we go. Why is this thing? There we go. Okay, so as you can see here, in the second round, the first pick of the second round, the Buccaneers selected defensive end Logan Hall out of Houston. Had a total of 47 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, and 6 sacks last year. I just love the pick. I just felt like right off the bat, you got a guy that's going to set the tone for them. I think he can play a little bit of inside as well and just be just an animal. I love what I saw on tape from Logan Hall. I think he's going to go a long way in this league. Honestly, the Bucs have a really good all-around team. Like they're just stacked. But I will say that Logan Hall right off the bat, I do think is going to be one of those guys that does contribute a lot as a rookie. Might even start all 16 games. I'm not sure yet, but obviously you have Logan Hall, William Golston on the outside there for that 3-4 defense, but also a defense that has guys like Devin White, Levante David, and all of them. So there is a lot kind of going for this edge group. I would like to see a little bit. I think it's going to be interesting at the very least to see kind of how the rest of this all pans out for this edge class for the Bucs. But I love the addition of Hall here. In the second round, number 57 overall, the Bucs selected Luke Godeke out of Central Michigan. They listed him as a tackle, but I would really be interested to see what he is actually going to play, because a guy that played over 740 snaps last year for Central Michigan, had no sacks, and did have a 92.2 PFF grade. And if you watch him, he's very athletic. He's long. I honestly think that if you just take a look at him, he's probably going to start a tackle to start things out with, but I wouldn't have a problem with moving him inside either. But I think to start things out, he could be a replacement in that guard for the loss of Ali Marpet or a guy like Alex Kappa. So I think that could be a really good fit for him, because I do think a move inside is coming, because he is, I think he's athletic enough to be a tackle, but I think his best tape, I think, would come up. And I think his best career move would be moved to inside. He just looks like a mauler on the inside. On the third round, with the 91st overall selection, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected Rashad White, a running back out of Arizona State. Was a guy that had over 1,450 all-purpose yards last year and 16 touchdowns. I mean, the Bucs were kind of lacking a running back in which I thought, okay, like this guy can take over. Don't get me wrong, Leonard Fournette is a really good running back, but I think that he can still take over a game. But I do think that his time is coming close in this league. I'm not sure how much time he can be, or he has to be one of the more dominant backs in this league. So you talk about getting his eventual replacement. You never really want to pay running backs in this league anyway. So you do have to keep bringing in guys every year or every couple years to kind of help, kind of plan for the future. Also, they have Keyshawn Vaughn as well and Giovanni Bernard. So this is just a stacked running back room as it is. So these first three picks, all for me, because just improving the trenches, getting some running back help. I love it. In the fourth round, you got Cade Otten here, with the 106th overall selection out of Washington. I think Cade Otten has the potential to be like, I know only a guy that had 28 catches, 250 yards, and a touchdown last year. I have a feeling that he could just absolutely explode with the Bucs, especially after 1 year with Tom Brady. We talk about they've already got Cameron Brate, and it doesn't look like, from what I'm seeing, that Gronk is going to be coming back. But I do think that just overall, they've got a lot of talent on this roster. Cameron Brate and Cade Otten, I do think he's going to be the tight end of the future, and I think he's going to do a lot of great things for the Bucs down the line. I'm really excited for it. In the fourth round, number 133 overall, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected punter Jake Camarda out of Georgia. Did average 45.78 or 45.8 if you want to round up. Got great on that curve, baby. Had a 45.8 yards per punt last year. Was the SEC Special Teams Player of the Year. Now, fourth round, people might be thinking or kind of scratching their heads a little bit like what's going on. But I do think a little bit of this also was they didn't want to they didn't want to pay I can't remember the starting punter for the Bucs last year, but I think he had a cap hit of like 2 point something million, and it's just like that's a lot of money for a punter. So I mean, this is a great move here. You get a great punter in a pretty good spot. Now I don't love the spot, but I did love the pick, which is why I gave it an A. So I do think Camarda is going to come in and immediately fill that role at a much cheaper value. So in the 5th round, number 157 overall, the Buccaneers selected corner Zion McCollum out of Sam Houston State. I love me some Zion McCollum. This man has got all the physical tools you want. He can run. He's long. And I think he's going to come into the Bucs defense, and I think he's going to provide a lot. Now, I don't think, it's already a really stacked room. I don't think he's going to come in and start right away, but I do think he has that potential down the line. He's going to learn behind some quality corners, guys like Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Sean Murphy Bunting as well. So there's some good corners in that room already. He's going to have a really good veteran presence to learn behind. In the 6th round, 218th overall, the Buccaneers selected tight end Kieft out of Minnesota. Did have 7 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. I forgot to put the receptions there. Oh well, more of a blocking tight end, but I do think that still has a very, very important part in today's NFL. They might keep Kieft here on passing downs, or on running downs, and then bring K-Dot in on passing downs, so that could be kind of a tendency for opposing teams to kind of keep an eye on. But overall, I think he's going to be a very good tight end in this league. I mean, you talk about a guy, blocking tight ends, they do last a while. They do have a big value in this league. If they can block, they will certainly find a home. In the 7th round, with the 248th selection, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected Andre Anthony, a defensive end out of LSU. I really like what I saw from a guy like Andre Anthony. I think he had a knee injury, which is only why he had 8 tackles, 3.5 sacks. But if you watch the tape, if you look at his stats from over the years, I do think he could develop into something special and be something very interesting in the long run. I think he's got all the physical tools you want to be able to kind of just maneuver and try to teach, and I think he could be a very good. I think he's probably going to play linebacker, outside linebacker in the NFL, a pass rusher. That's really what it is. And when you get into the 7th round here, is finding guys that just have that length, that speed, that you can develop into something special. But that's it. That was our 2022 Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft class grades. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We really appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think of our 2022 Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft class grades.